Welcome everybody for the press conference of DTM round 5 of the 2025 season here at Zandvoort. And we have our 3 quickest drivers here from today's race. So winner is Arjan Guven for Mante EMA Porsche. Second victory for Arjan this season. P2 goes to Niki Team for Abt Sportsline Lamborghini. First podium of the season for Niki. And P3 goes to Maximilian Paul Motorsport Lamborghini. Also first podium of the season for Max. So congrats to all of you 3. John, second victory this season. So how does it feel after that quite dramatic race?
I think it's just getting better and better, the feeling-wise. Second win, definitely really tricky race, really hard. I felt in the car, in the start, I have a chance for the win. Then after pits, I say, okay, for sure, someone have different strategy and will beat us because it was raining. I think in that moment it was better to stay with wets. But then they say I'm leading by 12 seconds to Morris. But I didn't know Niki, I was not expecting, I thought everyone did their pit. And then when Niki came, I just a bit surprised, honestly. Then I knew I need to overtake him as quick as possible. And then, there was a moment where he had a small slide with the cold tires. And I just tried to pass him. And it's just here, there was a yellow flag. And I just trying to as short distance possible, as short as possible to make the move just before the yellow. And as soon as I make the move, I just call in the radio. It was before yellow. Probably in that moment, team didn't know what I mean. But I think after they see, and I just want to make sure there is no miscommunication. And from that moment, I knew there will be safety car because I see the car from Vermeulen, and I knew we are waiting for the pit window. So then I know there will be restart, and then I see rust as well. So then it was clear. Then I focus on good restart because Niki will have better tires at the end of the race because he pit later. But I think I use advantage of the hot tires in the restart, so I make a small gap. But then actually Niki was catching. And then last lap it started to rain a bit in the last sector, and I was like, like last 2 corners, but I was just praying to not do any mistake because as you are the first car, you don't know how wet is it, So I was careful, and I'm just happy that it's finished. That lap, that race didn't go extra lap longer because it will be a long one. But super proud. I think with the team we did strategy A work because other guys were in a different strategy. So we are the only car on the podium with let's say the primary strategy. So I think it was not easy to make it work because of pit stop was so busy in the pit lane. This is one of the reasons. Then I think it rained after the pits with the slick, so the guys with the hot slick could do a better job than us to activate the tires, and it was crazy. But we make it work thanks to Mante EMA, the engineers, the mechanics, the pit crew. So mega job.
So both of the Lamborghini drivers started the race on slick tires. Did you also thought about gambling on slicks, or was it clear starting from the more front positions to start on wets?
Honestly, in the formation lab, I told him it's clearly wet and it will be long first stint because I expect to be, let's say, dry after 40 minutes. But after 5 laps, I told them, guys, it will be earlier. After 5 laps, I just felt it's dried really quick. I think around this place there is so much wind, which helps to dry up really quick. And then when there is no dark clouds, it's get really quick. And then last 5 laps with the rain tires, it was tricky because I could feel we are killing the tires. It's because it's dry and we dry with the wet tires. And I was just managing my tires because I could not overtake Luca. And I just tried to stay as close as possible. And then when we pit, I was really close to him, almost hit his bumper. But I knew it's important to be close to gain position in the pit, which we did. Mega pit from the guys. I was busy with changing my settings, so I don't know if it was a fast or slow pit stop because I was changing the buttons in the car, different settings for the slick tires. But I guess it was a quick one. And then we jump, and then I had a good out lap. Honestly, I knew it's the lap for the race. Let's say when I overtook Luca, I knew we have a chance for the win against Pepper. And I think I would take Pepper, and then then smooth race.
Smooth race. Overall, how difficult was that race with the rain, with the drying condition, also with the wind? Very dramatic scenes in the pit lane. So overall, how difficult was that race?
I think it was really difficult in terms of strategy. It was really tricky. Driving-wise, it was tricky because of you need to manage a lot of things. Honestly, the pit entry was super slippery. You know, like there was pit exit was so slippery with the slicks. You know, like there was a lot of critical moments where you could do easily mistake. I think there was like 4 or 5 moments in the race where it was like say key point of the race, and I just think we didn't do any mistake in these spots, like with the strategy, with the out lap, in lap. You know, we just ticked the boxes. The start was really good from P5 to P3. So I think today I just ticked all the boxes together with the team, also in qualifying. So I think mega day. I think we maximized the day.
So after Oschersleben, when you took your first DTM victory on the digital channels, DTM and you really won the internet because there was a massive reach. So your fans from Turkey or the Turkish audience simply went mad about you taking the first Turkish win in the DTM race. So how were those reactions for you?
I think from now on it will just get more and more. But yeah, I mean, I'm the leader of the Turkish motorsport community in terms of the 4-wheel side. In 2-wheel we are really good drivers, but 4-wheel I'm the first one, and I reached the DTM, and yeah, I think I'm setting the benchmarks, and this is why there is so much interest, because I mean from Turkey no one was successful in our history, so let's say I'm the first internationally successful driver, so I think this is the reason all of the support behind me, which is quite special, and it's also my vision to set the benchmark as high as possible for the coming young talents in Turkey. Probably in 10-20 years there will be more Turkish drivers, and I will be proud to be the first one. So I'm just trying to be a nice example and put the benchmark as high as possible.
Okay, thank you, Can. Then moving on to P2, Niki team, congrats. Niki, your claim is usually go hard or go home. So, and that was exactly your race today, wasn't it?
Yeah. Obviously super proud to bring the first podium for the App family with Red Bull, with this new project with Lamborghini. We knew we had to gamble today. I basically had no choice. I had Martin Chomsik, the old dog, telling me, you just sit in the car, we put on slicks, and then you go. So then you know the boss has talked. But after 5 laps, we already could see that it was the right choice. I was just following Maximilian, because no need to start fighting each other, just try and get on with it. Obviously the first couple of laps was insanely difficult. Completely cold slick tires on a super wet track. So you're just trying to keep the car in the black stuff. But pretty early on we saw it was the right call. Expected the other guys to drop earlier, but that's how it is. A few times I was yelling for rain tires, but the team again made the right call just to completely ignore me. So that was a good thing. So we kept out longer. Shame I couldn't keep the Mantai behind me. Yeah, just tricky, obviously, with cold tires, just trying to do something. And obviously you want to be on a fair playing field. Safety car, I think, ruined us a little bit. I think without a safety car, we'd probably been able to do even more with the fresher tires. But that's in hindsight. Anyway, super proud from 16 to 2. So, and this first podium obviously means a lot. I hope we can find a more pace on track to do it like in real terms. But obviously it's a fun race when you're in this situation to be the dog and not always be the bone. So yeah, just happy and thanks to everyone behind the scenes.
So pace-wise, we had a qualifying yesterday in the dry conditions, today in the wet conditions. So for tomorrow's race, now you experience all kind of conditions. Do you wish a dry race or a wet race? Where's your pace better at the moment?
To be honest, we are. It's hard to say, but we are still in a little bit in a learning phase. We are trying things up and down. We can clearly see that we are not where we want to be, where up belongs. but we are slowly getting there. So obviously I hope this is one of many. But as I also said, we need to find some pace, and I think as Given just said, we just were struggling a little bit to switch on the tires. So obviously now we can have a look at that, and we just keep improving. But that's the lovely thing about DTM, that everything is detail works.
Okay, thank you, Nicky. Then moving on to P3, to Max Paul, who's busy watching his car on on P2 in GT Masters right now. So I will let you know if something happens. We can concentrate on the press conference. Max, congrats, P3. There was also a really big gamble for you, which paid out. So who made that decision in the Paul Motorsport camp to start on slicks today?
Yeah, in the pre-grid, we had the funny idea, what if we would start on slicks? And then we started to follow this idea, thinking, okay, here in Zandvoort, when there is no rain coming, due to the wind, it's drying up super quick. Thinking about our mistakes we have made in the past, we thought, okay, starting P13, what can we lose? Maybe a point result, but who cares at the end if you're not on the podium? So we said, fine, let's take the risk and have some fun. Obviously, the first 3 laps were tricky, which was quite clear. But as soon as the tires were switched on, we were obviously pushing super hard to get the guys. I mean, it's tricky if you lose quite a lot of time in the first 2 laps, but then with the slicks, obviously, you passed the guys quite easy. And then we were in a good, comfortable situation in the pit window because everybody else had to make a decision. And we were able to have some good speed, stay out on hot tires. And I think that was at the end also, a nice time to decide on what are we going to put next. I mean, it was raining a little bit in between, but nothing more was expected, and the guys made the right call and put on slicks, which was nice again, because, I mean, due to the little wet, due to the little rain we had in between, it was obviously tricky to put up the slicks on temperature. But it took again around 3 laps, and then they were there. And I mean, in such a tricky race, you don't understand after the pit stop where you actually are, because you don't know which car is now around you. That was an Aston. I didn't know if it was for position or not. Then I saw Hanshan. He was quite fast. I was like, okay, I don't know where he is. Maybe he's P5 or P3. Let's just try to follow him. I saw the pace was quite there after 3 laps. And then the guys told me P3. And yeah, we had some good pace. And obviously the safety car helped us a bit to close the gap. But we didn't have the pace at the end to attack. Because obviously when you put slicks in those tricky conditions, you have to make a decision if you which pressure you run, if you expect it to be fully dry, or if you want to focus a little bit on getting quicker the tires up to temperature. And we were a bit on the higher side with the pressures, so we were struggling to the end of the race. But here in Zandvoort, luckily, you can defend yourself quite well, so it wasn't such a loss. So we're happy with P3. First podium for us as a team, Paul Motorsport. I'm very happy for that. We had a lot of good moments in the past 1.5 years, but never executed anything. We have a lot of potential. We have a lot of good guys with a lot of potential as well. And now I'm really happy that we put it together. It's motivation for them, motivation for me. And obviously now we try to take all the momentum to at least keep up a good rhythm of being focused, taking the right decisions, and trying to execute another good result somehow.
So how many different weather apps were you using before the race?
Sorry, what?
How many different weather apps you were using before the race?
Yeah, yesterday we used too many weather apps, which caused to take the wrong decision in qualifying. So today we used only one and our eyes, and it was actually the right one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I guess we got some questions here from the floor. Sven?
Yeah, congratulations to you guys. Question for Nicky, maybe you can outline a little bit how this decision was taken before the race when you said that Martin Tomczyk had that idea to put on the slick tires in the first scene.
Yeah, obviously it is a team choice with the engineer, but obviously that's a good thing. You have a ex racing driver who's also been here many years, and it was clear to us if no more rain was coming, it would dry. It's just could we manage to switch him on early enough the slicks, and again standing back there, you can take that risk. And you saw early, right away, you could see that was the right choice. But it's, again, just keeping the car in the black stuff is it's not easy. But it was a team decision. But Mr. Tomczyk was definitely a big part of it. And in the day, you're just a driver, so you just do what is being said.
Did you believe in the beginning that you were maybe fighting even for a victory? Because I can imagine it must be pretty tough with those tires on the wet conditions to just continue and to fight.
Yeah, when you're in this situation, I was just having a good time at Maximilian, driving there with the slicks. So I just followed him. Obviously, you don't want to lose time, and you have no clue where you are because the others are obviously gone. At some point, you catch them, but you only catch the back of the field, so you don't know where the front is. So it is really this. I was just driving it with Maximilian all the time, basically. It was only after the pit stop you really know where you are. And it's hard to say. It's just 1 hour, just trying to maximize it, not to relax. Even though you drive alone, you can sometimes fall into this groove where you just like calm down, lose this fighting spirit because you have no one to compare with. But then obviously you have this Grello car coming in the mirror, and then you know you need to do something more. But I made a small mistake, so that was enough. But yeah, in hindsight, it was a good race. It was definitely a lot of fun. Obviously, from 16 to 2, it's always fun to be a racing driver.
You were talking about the situation with the Grello car from Ayancan. How close was it from your perspective with the yellow flags?
I was sure he would take on the yellow. No, it was close, and that's how it is. At the end of the day, you just do your thing, and then let the team do its thing. They see more than we do, and I was yelling at my engineer because he started talking more than my wife at home. So you just want to have peace out there and do your thing.
Question to all three of you, maybe Ayancan, you can start. How dangerous do you think was the situation with the car from Thierry Vermeulen that was next to the track? And of course we were waiting for the safety car to come also with those conditions.
I think there was a small risk, but it's not too much because it's hard to crash this side of the track. For sure it's high-speed place, but it was on the left, so I would say it was not so dangerous, but probably it didn't look so nice from outside. But at the end, I think this year we're trying this with the pit stops and everything, 2 pit stops, to not put safety car in the middle of the pit window, because otherwise there might be some, let's say, I think we tried to avoid it, and at the end for this it was manageable to do this with the yellow flags, wave the yellow flags. So I think it was on the edge. But I think it was okay. From my side, it didn't look so bad, but from outside, I'm sure it looked a bit worse because we were driving fast.
Nicky, how was it for you?
It was fine.
The situation with the...
to be honest, I think it was more because René had his thing, so they probably thought with 2 cars we just clear it. I think the Jerry car was fine. As Guillaume says, you're not gonna hit that car. If you does, then it's I actually take off the hat. But obviously safety first. But I think René, that was the reason why they call it. They wanted to clear both cars.
For Max, was it okay, the situation?
For me, I mean, they are all professionals. They know if a car's standing around there, you shouldn't take too much risk. So I think it was fine.
one question for Max. Yeah, I think for many people also inside of DTM, you're a bit of a hero because you're doing it with a very small group of people and not a big budget. Maybe you can talk a little bit about how difficult was it also in the last season for you to keep the spirits up and to keep fighting as a team and to finally get this podium here?
I mean, for me, it's the whole thing is feels more like running a company than actually driving a race car, because yeah, we have to make sure that we have the right guys. The guys have to stay motivated. You have to take care that when somebody has a personal problem, he's fine, that he performs on its level to make the right decisions. It's you have to manage your budget. You have to manage your clients. You have to take it when a sponsor jumps off. You have to attract a new sponsor, so it's not so easy. Obviously, also I don't know how you call it in English, Buchhaltung.
Accounts.
Not the nicest part either. So obviously, yeah, we took the decision to do it. So we have to pull through all the negatives and positives, and the positives are taking a podium home. And the positives are if everybody is making a great job. The positives are if everybody is motivated. The positives are if the car drives super nice, like at Lausitzring, for example. That's what I'm doing this for. And yeah, obviously now we're happy to have a podium finally paid off the whole hard work with the small, the small, I don't know, I don't find the word right now.
So maybe we have the chance for a second podium for Paul Motorsport today in GT Masters, as Simon Connor-Prim is still in P2. We have to wait some more 50 minutes to see if we can celebrate the second podium. But until that, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Have a nice rest of your afternoon and maybe see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.